Welcome back to another video. Today I have a bit of a cool one planned for you guys today. I want to talk about your leanest and most efficient process to actually doing your first six figures online. And I want to do this by simply sharing what I did to make my first 100 grand online after years and years and years of struggling. It's not an exaggeration. I started my business in 2018 and I really didn't start to have success until 2021 when I started using this process. And then we eventually launched an offer showing people this process, did over $1 million with that one product, and our students have used this process to do millions of dollars in their own business. So I really want to try my best to draw for you guys today. I'm not the best artist, but bear with me. I will try to articulate it in a great way that will make sense because it's really not that complex. I think we have a very big tendency as humans, as people, as aspiring online entrepreneurs, or even people who are seasoned business owners to make things way more complex than it has to be. So I will pull up my Remarkable and I'm going to give you guys two different examples. I'm going to talk about how I did this. I made my first 100K as an affiliate, didn't have my own product, what I was actually doing, what that looked like. From a 10,000 foot overview, and then I want to give you a representation of how we emulated this in launching our own products and our own courses, which have now done millions of dollars between us and students. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's do it. Let's do the damn thing. I don't know, I'm feeling extra wired today, so figured I'd use that energy to do a YouTube video. You're awesome for being here, and let's do it. Now, don't come at me or anything. I'm not an artist. I'm probably the farthest thing from that. But I do want to talk about the phases, and I wanted to kind of map it out for you guys in real time to kind of represent what I did. So that way, hopefully it makes sense, right? That's the ultimate goal. Help you guys get clarity, help you guys get impact. Talk about the same things that I've been doing for many years in as many different lenses and really positions as I possibly can, because hopefully one day it sticks and you guys, have the courage to make a magical life and pursue your dreams and do all the stuff that we want to do and be entrepreneurs and build a business you love running. So the one thing I will say is if you are building a business after 2021, which you are obviously because you're watching this video and it is 2025, you have a serious advantage over me, right? When I first started my business, there was no short form video content, which short form video content works extremely well at growing your brand, getting attention, and getting eyeballs on your business. And to save you time, I'm not going to, go into the whole backstory and sob story around all the other strategies I tried and all the stuff that didn't work. I'm simply going to talk about the stuff that actually did. So first and foremost was rebranding. See if I can draw this. Probably not. Was rebranding my Facebook profile. Okay, this was where I was going to be building my entire, holy famoli, that's not an F. My Facebook profile, okay? The same one that you've probably had for the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the same profile that you're connected with all your friends and family with was the thing that I was converting to a means for business. So the two main things that I really started to lean heavy into was one, my profile. Okay, I have my profile and my own community on Facebook. These were the two things that I was really going to be focusing on, okay? And they work really well together. So what I actually started doing that started changing everything about my business in 2020, end of 2020, 2021 was the year I did my first six figures. What I started doing is I started creating short form video content on my Facebook profile, Facebook Reels. Now the thing about Facebook profiles is if you're writing a post or you're posting a written piece of content or even you're posting a regular video on Facebook, is it's only going to show up to your friends and followers, right? But the difference with Reels is it shows up to an audience that is completely stranger to you, right? So they don't know who you are, they don't know what you do, they have absolutely no idea who you are, right? So what I started doing is really doubling down on the Reels aspect of Facebook profile content, but not from your traditional copy and paste, do trends and try to go mega viral, literally just sharing my story, who I am, and as my little crappy picture can depict, sharing my story, talking about me. A lot of, tactical strategy sharing. At this time, I didn't have a ton of results. So it was a lot of, what I was going to be building, my goals, my visions, my plans, where I wanted to be, etc. While then teasing around stuff that I was planning on putting over inside of my free community. Okay, so there's a couple things that I did in my community. One, I would go live every Wednesday for my group. Okay, I started going live in my group, do a little video icon or something like this. Okay, I'd go live every Wednesday. I'd do Q&As. I would answer all these questions. And another reason that I did this is because I absolutely sucked on video. I sucked on camera, and I knew it was going to be very beneficial for me to progress this skill, get better at camera, get better at being on camera, talking on camera, because I was really bad at it. So I really forced myself. Now, the other thing I started doing is I started inviting other people that were having success in my space to come do lives with me. All right, so you got two little peoples, and then you got, we're doing a live together. So those are two things that I started adding inside of my community. Was I would go live on Wednesdays, and then I would invite other people to come hang out with me, go live together. Maybe they had an expertise, or maybe they had results that I didn't have. Now, the association that would happen with my public content or people in my audience is they would start associating my results with those people's results, right? If I go interview somebody in my group that, made $1 million online, they're like, oh, well, this person's getting someone who's done $1 million online to come hang out in their group with them. They must be making a lot of money, right? So you started getting associated with experts. Now, fun fact, this is actually how the real relationship with my business partner started, because I invited him to come hang out with me in my community. Then we realized we had a lot of similarities in business. We were doing a lot of the same stuff. And then we ended up locking arms together and creating one of our products, Group Juice, which is help students do millions of dollars at this point. But those are the two main things that I was doing, okay, in my group. Now, things really started to get cool when I actually launched a little free challenge for everybody who came into my group. So this was spread out over the span of 6 days. And what I did over these days, okay, so the ultimate goal was to give something of high value when they came into my community, when they came from my public socials, and then they started coming into my community. One, so it was setting up business, profile. It was how to optimize your Facebook profile, setting up your cover photo, etc. The next day was tips and tricks around growing their audience. Okay, tips and tricks for them to grow their audience. Different So day 3 was different ways for them to make money, different ways for them to monetize the audience that they were building. Okay. Community setup. And then offer creation. And then do you guys want to take any guesses at what day 6 was? Now that the flow of this could have been a little bit better, right? The flow, like this was my first time ever doing this many moons ago. And this is something we actually use in our business even to this day. Something very similar called our Winning Workshop Blueprint. It's a full breakdown on my YouTube channel around this actual tactic and strategy. But day 6 was an offer / chat around deploying this with me over the next 6 weeks. Can't write. Okay, and then what I actually really started doing with this was I had like little homework for everybody who came in. So what I would actually do is they'd come in and I would tell them to, drop their cover photo that they created in the group. I would have them make micro commitments inside of my community around where they wanted to build their audience. I'd have them go post in the community around ways that they want to monetize. I'd prompt them to share their community inside of my group. Okay. And then I would ask them to share what type of offers that they were planning on putting together. So what this really does for me is it creates a lot of marketing material because I'm building proof of concept. I'm getting wins, little wins. Like this is very easy. Setting up your cover photo, optimizing your Facebook profile. Very easy thing to do in business. Should probably take you 15 minutes, right? But it's creating a flywheel effect of them coming into my group, getting these little things, getting these little accolades, building these little pieces of confidence, building their confidence in business, and then they're posting it in the group, which then also causes everybody else in the group to be like, hey, like I want to set up my business. Where do I find this training? Where do I go to this thing that's going to help me do X, Y, Z? Right? So it's really easy to end up getting them to start creating more and more marketing for you. And then all I was doing is I was simply looping everything back that was coming inside of my group to my public content. So I'd go talk about so-and-so just did XYZ. So-and-so just set up their business. This is this. Hey, I just dropped a training around XYZ. So I just created this loop of putting something inside of my group, going and talking about it inside of my public socials. So that's what I was really doing to cause group growth, right? I had this free 6-week challenge that everybody could join when they came into my group. Everybody got free access. They could set up their business. They can get tips and tricks around growing their audience, showing them a few different ways to monetize. They can build their group, etc. I was giving this high amounts of value when they came into the free community. So then what I started doing is I started emulating something very similar at the end on day 6, right? So on day 6, it was an offer to chat. So my offer at the time was an affiliate product. I didn't have my own courses. I didn't have my own product. I didn't have anything of my own. And what I was doing with that is I was taking people from my group, okay, like this. This is my free community, right? Where I'm sending people from all my public socials, etc. And then I was sending them to, private message. I was doing a messenger. And I was using a Google document that showcased my offer. Right? And then what I did on that is I just sent them to another group. But I only let them come in this group after they purchased. And then in this community, I went live every week. I positioned it as a case study. So it was 6 weeks, and I was going to help you do everything that I talked about inside of my free workshop that was inside of my group. So I was literally just using my group content to facilitate conversations. And, they were buying from DMs in Google Docs. And then when they purchased, I was just putting them into a private Facebook community where they bought after they purchased, where we'd go hang out on Zoom calls every week, and I'd break down a strategy. And I'll give you another visual representation of what that looks like on a different lens without my chicken scratch, right? So this is our actual free community. If you come into our free group right now, there's this 5 figures in 5 steps. This is a workshop that we have in our group, and it talks about setting up your profile, Facebook group setup, school community setup, talking about our results, client results, talking about business broken down, how to actually start making money online with very low tech. If you have a Facebook profile, you can 100% do this. Obviously, you might have to add tech down the line, but definitely not if you're not making any money. And you see what we're doing here. We're putting action steps. We're putting Q&A sessions. And then we're giving them, their overall daily action plans, what they need to be doing every single day. And then if you see what we're doing here is your next steps, right? And then we're giving them an invite to join our paid community group juice. So this is this community. And then if you come up here and we look at this, It's just inviting them to our paid group like this. So we're doing the exact same thing on a bigger scale, right? We're taking them from our free group, giving them high value, giving them this information, helping them get this win, helping them do this thing, right? And then we're moving them to our paid ecosystem. Now, and because I know I'm not the best artist, I will just talk about this. This is exactly what I started doing. So one, I was creating content on my Facebook profile, right? Still create content on my Facebook profile every day. And I was driving everybody into the free community of my own, okay? Was giving them my free 6-week challenge, six-day fast start, right? Giving them this free high value thing that would help them get to this specific result. Set up their business, help them do a couple things, help them understand who I am, what I'm building, where I'm planning on going. And then I was prompting them to send me messages and talk to them about the potential offer that I had. And at the time, I didn't have my own product. I didn't have a product of my own. I was purely an affiliate. So what I was doing is I was showcasing my affiliate product with my bonuses on a Google document. And then if they purchased from me, I was doing weekly one-on-one calls with everybody who purchased the product from me. And that's basically all I really did to make my first 6 figures online. Now, everything that was happening over inside of my Zoom calls, my coaching calls, became ammo for my content that went on my public socials. Everything that happened inside of my community became ammo for content on my public socials. Everything that was happening in the DMs became ammo to go talk about that on my public socials. And then it just becomes this flywheel effect of making a sale, talking about it over here, helping a client break a limiting belief in the DMs, talking about it over here in the public social media, and just keep repeating that. Now, if we shift these pieces around a little bit, this is actually how we ended up creating our $1 million offer Group Juice, and we actually got paid to create this program. When we launched Group Juice, there was no checkouts, there was no landing pages, there was nothing. It was a 4-day live event. We went live in a Facebook group, which turned into a $1 million product. We went live for 4 days in a row. Okay, so what we started doing is we started talking about this strategy that we were using to grow our business without adding friends, without cold outreach, doing sales calls, any of that type of stuff. We started hammering that on our public socials. Then what we started doing is we started talking to people in the DMs. Hey, we're kicking off this 4-day live event where we're going to be sharing this strategy. It's primarily for people that already have an online business and they already have an offer of $500 or more, and they want a simpler way to make sales online. And we closed those sales through a Google document. And we had a simple Stripe link embedded into that. When they purchased, we gave them an invite to a group. And then on a date, it was February 1st, 2021, we went live for 4 days in a row to create the product that we still run to this day, right? Very simple, very basic, creating content on our profile, talking about a workshop that's coming, go live in our program go live in a Facebook group for 4 days in a row and turn that into an evergreen product that has now made 800 sales at $1,000 at a minimum. All by simply going live in a Facebook group for 4 days in a row. This is the model. This is what we do. This is what we've done for years. We use antiviral short form video content, 5 to 60 seconds, grow very targeted, hyper-targeted communities of our own, and we use those to generate leads, generate sales opportunities, or create your own courses and programs at the exact same time. And I know this video was a little all over the place, but it's really not that complex. I think so many people make it so much harder than it has to be. Generate attention, grow your community, ask people to buy your stuff. It's what changed everything about my life. That's what literally took me from struggling to doing my first 6 figures by driving people into my own free community, giving them some value and asking them if they wanted to buy this affiliate product I was a part of. And if they bought it, I would give them weekly Zoom calls. And then that's exactly how we created our signature offer, Group Juice. And that's also how we've ended up launching dozens of other products. Use content to generate attention, build demand, push people to a community, go live in that community. So getting paid to create these products, and then packaging them up into actual evergreen offers and putting them in course format. And then you basically get paid to launch and create any product that you want to put to market, right? Hey, I'm doing a case study group for 3 people. Next 3 people that come in my group, I want to help them get to this one result. You help them do it in your group live. You pull it out of the group. You sell it as a standalone product. And that's a roundabout way of talking about our boring business model. That's done a few $1 million online between us and students. Use it or don't. Have a kick-ass Tuesday. Bye.